Hi there, my loves. I thought today we would do a yoga for depression because this year has been a year where I have found myself struggling. I have been having a real tough go of it recently, and I even found myself struggling to get up to do yoga. But yoga for me helps me to feel, well, to know that I'm here in my body. It helps to take my mind off all the things that are going through it and bring me into the present moment. And I wanted to provide a class for you for if you are going through a tough time too. Another thing I do recommend is talking to others. I have found myself a really wonderful counsellor this year who has helped me incredibly. And not only that, but also beautiful people and friends in my life who have supported me on the journey. So if you are having a tough time, always know that there is somebody out there also going through a tough time, but that you can reach out to others, and please do so. And also take some time for you and do something that you enjoy that sparks a light in your soul. So let's move today in a way that's going to really ground us down into the mat, into our bodies. Help us to open our hearts a little and to just be present. So we are going to start, I cannot speak apparently, we are going to start in a seated position. So just crossing the legs, grounding down through the sit bones. If you're feeling like this is really tough today to stay quite open through the body, and you're rounding through your spine, you can take a cushion or a pillow underneath just to help you sit up a little higher and helps to lengthen the spine. Just bringing your hands to wherever is comfortable along the legs and lengthening up tall. Roll those shoulders down away from the ears and just allow the chest to feel a little open. Starting to close down the eyes. Although if this feels like too much for you today, closing the eyes I know can feel like a lot, then just focus your gaze on the floor in front of you. And allow yourself the space and time to just tune into the body. Noticing how it feels today. I know personally when I'm struggling that quite often my shoulders begin to get sore because I start to round through them a lot. I find it really hard to be active in doing things, and I find myself a lot more on the couch or in bed just curling in the shoulders. So I'm just going to allow myself the space to roll those shoulders down and back today and really be open through that chest area. On your next inhale, we're going to just take the fingertips down beside you and we're going to reach them up overhead, bringing the palms together. You can look up at your hands, and then as you exhale, following the hands as you bring them down in front of the chest. Just some gentle movement to begin with. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead, looking up towards the hands, and exhale, bringing them down in front of the chest. One more time here. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead, bringing the palms together, and exhale, lowering them down. I'm going to take the hands to the knees here, and we're going to come through some seated cat-cows. So hands come to the knees, and as you inhale, we're going to begin to open through the chest, bringing that chest open up, shoulders back. And then as you exhale, round through the spine, curling through the back. Inhale to open, looking up towards the sky. And exhale, rounding away, bringing that belly button towards the back body. Inhale, open, look up. Exhale, curling away. Now, if you'd like to feel into the body a little bit more, you might close down the eyes. And just allow yourself to really notice each and every movement here. But like I said before, sometimes when you're going through things, it can be really daunting to keep those eyes closed. So it's up to you, whatever feels best for you. And throughout this practice, just make it your own, because when you are finding things tough, certain things could be hard to do. So do what feels good for you at the end of the day. Now we're going to add on a little bit here, and as we curl back this time, we're going to begin to move towards the right, opening the chest out over that right knee, coming through the front here, over to the left, and exhale, curling away. Oh, I've just noticed one of my fruit trees has got fruit on it, my guava. I've never had fruit on that tree, so that's pretty exciting, guys. I'm going to have to check it out after this flow. Pausing when you come back and then going the opposite direction. I haven't really felt like being outside for quite some time, so it feels nice to be outside again. Hence why I haven't noticed the fruit on the fruit tree. And then coming back through centre. Rolling over onto your hands and knees. So coming through tabletop position, grounding down into the hands. And we're going to take our hands and spread the fingers as wide as you can. And then starting with the thumb, lowering that onto the mat. Then the pointer finger, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky finger. Grounding down right through the hands. Taking your gaze and just checking your knees are underneath your hips. And then from here we're going to stay grounded on that left knee, and we're going to send the toes of the right foot under, sending it back. Inhale, lift that right leg up. Then as you exhale, round through the spine and bring the knee towards the nose. Lengthen it long. Exhale, curling in. So I'm actually at the point where I'm starting to feel a little bit better within myself. Things are going well for me. But I do know what it feels like to be feeling really stuck and stagnant. But no, if you are feeling that way too, you are not alone. Sending that right leg long and back, tucking those toes back under, and then we're going to swing that left foot out to the outside of the mat, coming down onto the right foot, bringing the right foot flat, and we're going to open up to the left side. Breathe in here. And in all honesty, as soon as you start opening up about these things, the things you're going through, you start to realise how many people are facing challenges and how we're not alone. And even though our challenges are not the same, there are always people that you can talk to. Like I say, my counsellor has been magnificent. One of the best investments I made was reaching out to her. Taking that right hand down to the mat, coming back through tabletop. This time we're going to tuck the toes of the left foot and send the left leg back, lifting it up. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine and bringing the knee to the nose. I tell you what, actually getting outside and breathing this fresh air just feels so good. I feel like I don't get to do it enough lately. Sometimes by choice, sometimes because I just don't have the opportunity because it's winter. It gets dark early. Extend that leg back, dropping the toes down onto the mat, rolling to the side of that left foot. Taking that right foot out, of the mat and opening up to the left side. I kind of love this time of day. You probably can't see it all that much because it is coming towards the end of the day, but the way the light hits the grass and the trees, it's just so beautiful. I think there was a wood pigeon flew over my head. Bringing that left hand down, coming back through tabletop, and then tucking the toes, walking the hands forward a handprint before sending the hips up in the air for downward dog. Pedaling out those legs a little bit. This is your first downward dog, so don't be afraid to move in it. Feel. Don't know how long I'm going to be able to hold here with these socks on. It's chilly. I don't really want to take them off. We'll see how we go. Then bending the knees, really lengthen through the spine. Send those hips up towards the sky before allowing them to straighten, however much they do, in your down dog. As you inhale, bend the knees up between the hands and step forward, coming into a half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet, reaching those arms up overhead, and exhale, hands to heart center. Grounding down through the feet. Lifting up tall through the legs, tilting that tailbone under slightly, shoulders down away from the ears, palms face forward. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, and exhale, fold forward over the legs. We're going to hold this forward fold a little bit, so you might allow your hands to just dangle. You might take them around the ankles and really bring that belly towards those thighs. Or you might take opposite elbows. Totally up to you here today and what feels best for you. I kind of feel like giving myself a hug, wrapping my arms around the back of my legs and just really folding in. And then releasing the hands, bringing them to the mat, and we're going to step our right leg back. Lower that right knee to the mat. As you inhale, we're going to sweep our hands up overhead, opening through the chest. Breathe in here. If you find you're a little off balance, just simply walk that right knee out to the right a little bit more, or walk the left leg over, just so you've got a little bit more distance between the legs to help you stay balanced and grounded, which is really what we want today, is to feel grounded. Lower those hands to the mat, tuck the back toes, and step the left leg back into plank. Holding here in plank a moment, noticing how strong you are. Then sending the hips up to the sky for downward dog. Inhale lifts the right leg, and exhale steps it between the hands. Lowering that left knee, and then lifting the arms up overhead on an inhale. Notice if your shoulders are creeping up around your ears. Can you lower them down away from the ears here? Then lower the hands down to the mat, tucking those back toes and stepping them forward. Coming into a half lift, lengthen through the spine. Hands can come to the mat, the shins or the thighs. Exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet, reach those arms up overhead, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Find length and a half lift. Then plant the hands and step the right foot back. Lower that right knee, lifting up on an inhale. Now from here we're going to bring our hands together in front of the heart. We're going to lean forward and take that right elbow to the outside of the left knee in a twist. Option to stay here. Option to tuck those toes and lift that right knee off the mat. Finding what feels good for you here today. Now from here, we're going to begin to lift up into a high lunge. So lifting the chest up, opening up here towards the front of your mat. Ground that back foot so you can open up to warrior two. So our back foot is parallel to the short side of the mat and our front foot is intersecting the right foot. Take that gaze out over the front left hand finger or fingers. Circle the hands down to the mat, coming up onto the toes of that back foot, taking the right hand beside the left foot and opening up in a twist. Lower the left hand to the mat and step back to plank. Now option to come in full chaturanga or option to bring the knees down. Coming forward, bringing the chest forward so your elbows are over your wrists, lowering down halfway in chaturanga, pushing through and opening through the chest for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here, grounding into it. Inhale, lifts the left leg. Exhale, steps it between the hands. Lower the right knee to the mat. Lifting up. Breathing here. Bringing the palms together and taking that elbow over to the left side of the knee. We are the same side, don't worry about it. We're going to do the opposite side next. Tucking those toes, lifting that back knee. Coming through your high lunge, lifting up through the chest. And this time we're going to bring the hands together in front of the chest, ground down into that front foot to step forward and bring that right knee up into the chest. Balancing here. We're going to come to tree from here. So you might take that right foot and you might place the toes on the ground beside the ankle. Second option is to bring that right foot onto the calf. Third option is to bring that right foot up into the groin on the left thigh so you can open up into tree. Fix your gaze, find some focus here. Just breathing in your tree pose. And then from here, bringing that right knee towards the front of the mat again and lowering it down. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Find length and a half lift. And then this time we're going to plant our hands on the mat and step our left foot back. Lower the knee to the mat. Reaching the arms up overhead on an inhale. Breathing here. Bringing the palms together in front of the chest, leaning forward and taking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee in your twist. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm quite a heavy breather. And I focus on my breath a lot, which also translates to when I'm sleeping at night. I think I can be a little bit annoying at times when I sleep because I heavy breathe. Tucking those back toes, option to stay here or to, if you tuck those back toes, lift that back knee off the mat. Then from here, we're going to lift up into that high lunge. And from here, dropping that back foot, taking it parallel to the short side of the mat so you can open up for warrior two. Gaze coming out over those right middle fingers. Circling the hands to the mat and taking that left hand down, opening up to the right side. Right hand comes down to the mat and we're going to step back into that plank position. Option to go straight from plank to down dog, or option to come through your chaturanga. So knees can come down or you can come through a full chaturanga, lowering halfway, pushing through cobra, and exhale back to down dog. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Step it between the hands. Lower that left knee, lifting up. Palms come together in front of the heart. Lean forward and take that elbow to the outside of the right knee. Tucking those back toes, lift that back knee off the mat. Come into your high lunge, opening up to the front of the mat. Ground down into that right leg this time, and we're going to step forward, bringing that left knee into the chest. Now you know where we're headed to trees, so options again are toes to the outside of that right, to the inside of the right ankle, into the calf, or up into the groin. Oops, I'm a little off balance on this side, and that's okay. If you fall out of it, just come back into it. Fix your gaze on a spot, find your focus, and breathe here. Then bringing that knee to the front of the mat and lowering it down. Grounding down through the feet. Find that Tadasana again. Grounded through the feet, lifting up through the legs, tailbone tilted slightly, shoulders down away from the ears, palms face forward. Breathing. And from here we're going to step our feet as wide as the mat. And we're going to bring our hands together in front of the heart, and we're going to sink down into Malasana. So going to your level where you feel comfortable, but beginning to squat down, and you might hold it here, you might go lower, bringing your elbows to the inner knees. And if you are down here, really find some length through that spine. Breathing here. Grounding down into your squat. Then from here we're going to make our way down onto the mat. So you can use your hands if you need to by bringing them behind you and just helping yourself down, or you can simply lower down onto the mat, whatever feels good for you. Extending the legs long, lengthening up tall through the spine, and from here we're going to bend that left foot into the inner right thigh. Reach those arms overhead and exhale, fold forward over that right leg to wherever feels good for you. So we're doing head to knee pose. Your hands can just rest alongside the leg. They can reach your foot. They can go wherever you are today. And releasing on an inhale, coming up through center. Bringing that left knee up to the sky, crossing that left foot over the right leg and wrapping the right arm around the left leg, coming into a twist. Coming back through center on an inhale, extending that left leg long, bringing the right foot into the inner left thigh, reaching the arms up overhead and folding forward over that left leg. And you might notice that one side is tighter than the other. That's perfectly normal. We often have one side that's a little bit tighter than the other. Coming back through center on an inhale, lifting that right knee up to the sky, crossing that foot over the left leg and coming into a twist. And coming back through center, uncrossing that right leg, bringing the left leg up, bringing the soles of the feet together so your knees come out into a butterfly pose, and we're going to roll down onto our backs from here. Now, option to stay here in this reclined butterfly pose, and you might bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart, or option to go into a traditional Shavasana today, just whatever feels best for you. I'm going to be here because I feel like I need it, but fully depends on your body and where you're at today. And you can make this a really comfortable Shavasana or a butterfly by wrapping yourself up in a blanket or bringing a pillow in under, allowing it to be soft and comfortable and right for you today. Beginning to lengthen the inhales and the exhales. Taking some movements through the fingers and the toes. Allow those movements to get bigger through the wrists and the ankles. Then taking a full body stretch, lengthening out long, before bending the knees and rolling to the right side. Pausing just for a moment to find space for some gratitude. Hey team, I really hope you enjoyed our practice today where you had time to just be present with yourself, feel into your body. I hope it made you feel good, or at least okay. I wanted to show you guys the fruit that I noticed earlier. So here are the fruits on my fruit tree. We have some guava, yay, I'm so excited. I've never had guava off this. I don't know if they're ready to eat at this point or if they need to get bigger. I guess I'll find out. I'm excited to try my guava, but I'm also excited to be back giving you guys some videos on YouTube where you can do yoga with me. From here, I am heading in to cook some dinner, but I will be back with some more yoga very soon. If you did like this class, then please give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along for the yoga journey. And like I say, if you're going through a tough time, no, you're not alone. I am here thinking of you, like right now, sending you all the energy and all the love. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.